Hi, my name is Farhan Mansoor. This is my short video presentation for my CSCI E-90 final project. So the goal of this project was to create a test, like a chatbot, that could predict the user's disease, any disease that the user may have based on his or her physical symptoms. It's more like a disease diagnosis kind of chatbot. Just to demonstrate how it works, I will create a sample interaction. So what I will do is I will start with some sample utterances. I will just say, can you check my symptoms? And it will kind of give a question to ask about the most severe symptoms that the user is experiencing. So let's say I'm experiencing cold, cough, and fever, and then we'll ask a follow-up question about mild symptoms, and I could say, okay, let's say I'm having a headache, and then we'll try to guess the user's any potential disease that the user may have. So in this case, it's predicting common cold. So the way it's working in the back end is, you can see on the left hand side of my screen, I have created two slots, top symptoms and other symptoms, to capture the user inputs about severe symptoms and mild symptoms. And these symptoms are getting passed to a lambda function. And if I go to my this lambda function, you can see this is a simple function that's basically taking those user inputs and passing it to a model endpoint, which is made using SageMaker, which I'll get to in a minute. So just simply what it's doing is taking those input from Lex chatbot, sending those inputs, symptoms inputs, to a deployed endpoint that gets the prediction, and then once it predicts the disease the user may have, it sends back to Lex chatbot, and that's what's getting displayed here. Now, if I go to the SageMaker, what I basically did is I used a notebook instance, and I opened a Jupyter Lab notebook, and I got the sample data set from Kaggle, which basically has all the symptoms along with possible prognosis of a disease. And I used this raw data set in Python, and basically built a KNN model using SageMaker's built-in functions. So what I'm doing is I'm just building a KNN model right here, storing all the data sets in an S3 bucket, making an estimator using SageMaker, and then at the end deploying this to SageMaker as a service. So this is what creates an endpoint, and using that endpoint I can do a prediction of what model, what disease the user has. Here is the endpoint name. Now if I go to SageMaker, I go to endpoints, and you can see that my endpoints is in service right now, and this is what SageMaker, this is what Lambda is using to get the prediction and sending the response to Lex. So that's how I kind of is working in the background. So hopefully it's not too complicated. That concludes my presentation. Thank you for listening.